The Treaty of London, often called the Second Treaty of London after the 1839 treaty, was an international treaty signed on the 11th of May 1867. Agreed to in the aftermath of the Austro-Prussian War and the Luxembourg Crisis. It had wide-reaching consequences for Luxembourg and for relations between Europe's great powers. Effects. The immediate effect of the treaty, established in Article 1, was the reaffirmation of the personal union between the Netherlands and Luxembourg under the House of Orange-Nassau. It lasted until 1890, when a woman ascended to the Dutch throne. As at the time the Salic law was still in effect in Luxembourg, she could not become Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. It was the older branch of the House of Nassau that inherited that dignity, giving Luxembourg its own exclusive dynasty. The Luxembourg Crisis had erupted after French Emperor Napoleon III attempted to buy Luxembourg from the Dutch King William III, consequently maintaining Dutch dominance over the de jure independent Luxembourg, free from French interference, was of paramount importance to Prussia. The neutrality of Luxembourg, established by the First Treaty of London, was also reaffirmed. The parties that did not sign the earlier treaty were to become guarantors of Luxembourg's neutrality. To ensure Luxembourg's neutrality, the fortifications of Luxembourg City, known as the Gibraltar of the North, were to be demolished and never to be rebuilt. To the east the city was protected by a deep river valley and medieval fortifications that still exist. Dismantling the westward and underground fortifications took 16 years at a cost of 1.5 million gold francs and required the destruction of over 24 kilometers of underground defenses and 4 hectares of casemates, batteries, barracks, etc. The still very large residual fortifications of Luxembourg City are now part of the World Heritage List of the UNESCO. Furthermore, the Prussian garrison, which had been sited in Luxembourg since 1815 in accordance with the decisions of the Congress of Vienna, was to be withdrawn. The 7 Weeks' War had led to the collapse of the German Confederation. 2 former members, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg and the Duchy of Limburg, had the Dutch king as the head of state. To clarify the position in the wake of the death of the Confederation further, the Treaty of London affirmed the end of the Confederation and stated that Limburg was henceforth to be considered with all its territories an integral part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The independent Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, still linked to the Netherlands by a personal union, would rejoin the newly re-established German customs union, the Zollverein, in which it would remain until the 1st of January 1919. Long after the personal union had ended. Signatories. The treaty was signed by representatives of all of the great powers of Europe. The Austrian Empire, represented by Count Rudolf Apony. The Kingdom of Belgium, represented by Sylvain van der Weyer. The French Empire, represented by Prince de la Tour d'Auvergne-Lauragais. The Kingdom of Italy, represented by Marquis d'Azeglio. The Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, represented by Baron de Tornaco and Emmanuel Servais. The Kingdom of the Netherlands, represented by Baron Bentinck. The Kingdom of Prussia, represented by Count Bernstorff-Stintenberg. The Russian Empire, represented by Baron Brunnow. The United Kingdom, represented by Edward Stanley, 15th Earl of Derby. Italy was originally not invited, but King Victor Emmanuel II persuaded the other kings and emperors to invite his representative. Italy had little relation to Luxembourg, and the treaty did not directly affect Italy in any appreciable manner. However, it marked the first occasion on which Italy was invited to partake in an international conference on the basis of being a great power, and, therefore, was of symbolic value to the fledgling Italian kingdom.